We're making this little video right now because if you're not shown, sometimes it just don't sink in, if you know what I'm saying. So all the talking I've been doing, I'll stop the talking and I'll show you exactly how I'm doing it. This was in the last video, how I put the body fill on top of the primer for the pinholes, and I smeared it on there. There was quite a few pinholes in that. I filled that to make it look right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buzz it off real quick just to show you what I mean or how it works. I've got one heater done now. I woke up this morning and somebody on the internet said, when are you going to do more to that bike? I said, I better get in there, didn't I? Anyways, this is the one I've sanded off already, and you can see the pinholes, you know, on the side there and the bottom there, how it's sanded. Got your 220, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. And that body fill will sand quicker than the primer does. The primer's harder than the body fill, and that's why I say I like to put the fill over top of the primer, because to get the pinholes, because the body fill is softer. When you put, now a lot of people have asked me, why didn't I fix the pinholes before I primed it? Well, if I had done this to the body fill and tried to get that off before I primed it, I would have sanded this and this and that and that, and then I would have, you know, I would have disturbed my flat surface, if you know what I'm trying to say. When I come in here and spot that all over there like that, I'm just asking for trouble blocking that off. And when on top of the body, on top of the Bondo, right, if I put fill on there, then I come back and spot it like that and try to get that off, I'd end up screwing up the bodywork. As I coat it all with primer and then do this with it, the primer is stronger than the body fill, and I'm able to sand the body fill off just to stay in the pinholes. Then I get to use the primer to polish to paint, if you know what I'm trying to say. So if you spot paint before you, and like another thing too, like I was saying, if you covered it all in putty, well, you'd be blocking the whole thing all over again, doing the exact same thing. When you break through the body fill, you have different surfaces. As I body filled it and made it one surface, I primed it and made it one surface, then I do the pinholes, because I'm not disturbing anything. And that's the name of the game, if you can do that. When you start applying mud on top of mud on top of mud, they're different, they dry different. One's softer than the other. Then you have to try to feather it in and try to make it look good. I find that too difficult. I like to make it easy. So I'm going to buzz this off and show you. Now you recall that's the body fill there I put on. That's the body fill. Now I'm going to take it off down to the primer. And as I prime that, see that spot right there? It's quite a hole there going on. It's almost like a fisheye. But that guide coat is telling me that that's low there, that I'm going to have to sand that down to get that out. That's what the guide coat's telling me. Telling me exactly what I have to do. I keep the DA moving fast and flat. If I start picking at an angle on it, then I start digging. If I hold it flat, I'm thinking it should work just like a block. I'm hold it flat. As I move it fast, I don't want to burn through anywhere. You know, I don't want to burn through anywhere. I want to take it all down equally. Just want to show you something. You can see how that body fill is starting to stay in them pinholes. You can see that. A little some got to come off here. See that little black mark there? That shows me that fill is not feathered there good enough. When you do guide coats, you get a chance of missing that. See the pinholes? See the pinholes? Huh? See the pinhole? See the pinhole? And the primer's not even off yet. That's what you're going for. a deep one there. And that there is letting me know, I hope I put on enough product to get that without busting through. I don't want to bust through that primer onto the other surface body fill because I have it flat, straight. Take a look at it. Not busted through the primer anywheres, so I have not disturbed the body fill underneath this primer one bit, because I have not busted through anywheres. But you can also see where the fill has stuck in the pinholes and finished it off, so now it's smooth again. Now what I come in and do, I'm going to sand all this by hand, because that's round, you know, I can buzz that off the filler or the DA, buzz that off flat, buzz that off flat. I don't really want to, because you take the chance of burning through. But as I show you how I've done that and just hit the pinholes, what I will do now, I will come back in with my guide coat. This one here is sanded, I already did this one. This one's sanded. I have not broken through the primer. I should say that right there I broke through, right there I broke through. Other than that, it's guide coated again. Sand that with 400 and it's done. 400 and then paint it. One, you know, I'm painting with the urethane. I'm not going crazy doing base clear. You can see how I've started to do the tank. I started sanding that by hand. I don't know if you remember in the last video or not, but that was covered in fill. I just kind of give it a smear, but I've only got left on there what's supposed to be on there. Like, you know what I mean? All that's left on there is what's supposed to be on there. And that's mere nothing, just pinholes. So now I'm going to finish this off. I'll sand this off with hand, and then I'll guide coat it again, and I'll sand in 400, and then I'm off to paint. So I could paint today if I wanted to, but I'll make it a video, and I'll take my time doing it. How's that? And that's how it works, and that's how I do it. You can do it that way. Anybody can do it that way if they want to. I just find that sometimes when you do something and you keep layering it and stuff and trying to do spots and places, that's when you get in a mess, because you know things are not all the same hardness. You know, something when you put fill in one time, it's not the same hardness as it was the time before. That sort of thing. Your putty or your filler that you put over top of your fill is not the same hardness as your fill. So when you put that on the spot, like if I spotted that. If you can imagine if that was fill and this was putty, I would be sanding the fill while I'm sanding the putty. I don't want that. We want to just fill the pinholes and that's it. The fill is straight. The pinholes is what I don't like. I've got a new name for Jolene. It's Jolene Exotica.